Look, guys. It's OpenSauce. Get it? Look, it's open. Literally, no, it's OpenSauce. See, like, look in here.
My balls are less than a decade away.
Hello there, it is I, the real Cranberry, also known as that guy that walked around with this whiteboard sign asking whether people prefer CRT monitors or OLED monitors. Also known as that guy that got a really bad nosebleed in that one bathroom, who then had to go to the help desk in order to wait for an EMT, who then had to get wheelchaired by that EMT, walked around all the way to the other side of OpenSauce just to stay in that room for about 15 minutes. This video is about that nosebleed that ruined OpenSauce for me. Some of you who might be watching this video probably are wondering, what the hell is OpenSauce? Well, to give you a quick rundown, OpenSauce is this nerdy convention made by nerds for nerds who like to do nerdy things. Okay. Okay, it's a little more than that. Anyways, OpenSauce is a convention that was started by William Osman and friends that is meant to show off all the cool things going on in the STEM world and show off live demonstrations of robots, random engineering things, random math things, random game things, all sorts of new, cool, nerdy things that you can think about. That was there at OpenSauce. It's a little convention that gathers all the cool YouTubers, all the cool tech, and all the cool things that you could expect to see from those tech YouTubers. So that's what that is. It's a convention that anyone could go to and have a really good time, but you'd probably benefit more from it if you were, you know, really smart. Oh, so why did you go then, Cranberry? Regardless, OpenSauce is a really cool convention filled with a lot of really cool things. So, how was our little journey at OpenSauce before the incident? I forgot to record a little section that was about the events prior to OpenSauce. So let me do that right now. So transition. Okay, so imagine Cranberry taking a shower. Actually, please don't imagine. And out of nowhere, my nose begins to bleed. No problem, right? It's really hot over here where I live. It's a pretty typical occurrence for me. Unfortunately, I tend to get a lot of nosebleeds during the summer, especially when things are really hot. And that day was admittedly really warm. So I don't think too much of it. I clean it up. It takes about 10 minutes for the bleeding to stop. It doesn't bleed for the rest of the night. I think we're good. Okay, instead of imagining me in the shower, imagine this day where I am at my computer doing menial tasks and doing whatever. All of a sudden, once again, my nose bleeds. I'm a little befuddled by this because I had my nose bleed the night before, and now it wants to bleed again because God hates me. I have no idea. I don't know why my nose decides to bleed, but I gotta take it care of once again. Don't think too much of it because it stops right away. All right, now here's where things get a little saucy. God, kill me for that fucking pun. Anyways, it is the day of OpenSauce, and this is where I would show off some of the footage of OpenSauce, if I had any, because I forgot to record on day one of OpenSauce. I figured that I would take the first day to just take in the sights of what's going on. It's the first time I've ever been to this convention. I didn't want to just be recording on my phone while my partner, PP, just looks around aimlessly wondering what the heck I'm recording to begin with. So I decided to leave all the recording for day two, and I decided to just focus on looking at all the stuff in the event and see what's going on. Meanwhile, I'm also walking around with this silly little whiteboard asking about my whole CRT thing because apparently on the internet, as of right now, I am the CRT guy through and through. Anyways, walking around the convention is really fun. There's a lot of cool things that we saw on the outside, and we were just having a good time walking around, enjoying what was there, and trying to plan out our day because there's a lot of talks at OpenSauce on top of all the demos and all these other things going on. There's quite a lot to do at OpenSauce and not a lot of time to see everything. If you were to go both days, you're not going to see every panel while also getting to experience what's actually there at OpenSauce. So we kind of had to figure out our day as we went along because we didn't really plan what we were going to do, what we were going to see. We were kind of going on the fly, trying to figure out what we wanted to do. So we're there at OpenSauce. We see all the cool things. We see all the nerdy things. Also, hey, look, there's William Osman right there. Look, say hi to William Osman. He was in the truck. That was really cool. I actually debated stopping that truck to have William Osman signed by, where the hell is it? Hold on. I was debating stopping the truck that William Osman was in to sign my little badge. And by the way, can I say, this badge is really freaking cool. I mean, like, it's a PCB board. PCB? PBC? It's a cool board that is printed with all the cool stuff on there, and you can actually add little doodads on there to like make it light up and stuff. I wish I had a picture of someone that like actually got this board working to put little LED lights or whatever, but again, as you'll see, I didn't get to really record much. Anyways, I wanted to have him sign it, but I didn't want to stop the truck because I felt like he was probably doing some other task or whatever, and I didn't want to be that guy that was like, sign my things, look, sign this thing, sign, and then have a whole crowd surround this tiny little freaking fucking K-truck looking ass truck, and having that whole thing just halt and then be responsible. And I don't want to be that guy. Essentially, I didn't want to be the guy that stopped William Osmond and then all of a sudden 20,000 people start surrounding this tiny little K-truck. I didn't want to have this Dawn of the Dead type, environment going on. So I let it be. And for the 3 hours that we were there initially at OpenSauce, it was great. It was fantastic. There's a lot of cool things that we saw. Everything was going great until I forgot what the actual stand was called. Again, no photos, no footage, no nothing, because again, doy. We were at what I was assuming to be a sumo robot wrestling thing where there's like 2 robots that you could control with like little Xbox controllers, and you had one that had a little pointy thing and you had another one with a balloon, and you're supposed to drive the one robot into the balloon and kaboom. Simple little thing. As these people were setting up the stand, all of a sudden my nose decides to do that. And it turned from just a little nose drip all of a sudden to, it felt like I was losing my entire organs because, oh my goodness, I bled a lot of blood. So we rushed to the bathroom, and the bathroom was a little bit of ways away, but I had to rush there while pinching my nose, looking like a little weirdo. All of a sudden, I'm spurting blood inside this bathroom onto the sink everywhere, and I feel awful because it's going it's gonna get really gross. I apologize. The blood is going everywhere. I'm trying to control it, but it just keeps gushing out like a goddamn river. I don't know how to stop it. I'm panicking. I'm freaking out. That's making more blood come out because my blood pressure is high all of a sudden, and I'm trying to pinch it and stop it. Peapod is trying to get a hold of any staff or anything to try and figure out where the little medical station is at OpenSauce. And unfortunately, it was not printed on the map at all, so nobody knew where this little medical office was. But luckily, we came across some volunteers who were very kind enough to guide us to the help booth, and from there, they were actually able to radio an EMT to come my way to figure out what's going on with all this blood, because it didn't look like a lot of blood was coming out of my nose, but good lord, it felt like there's a lot of blood coming out of my nose. So I had to sit there at this little EMT desk, twiddling my thumbs, kicking my feet, like, oh, so they're gonna come and fix my nose, hopefully sooner rather than later, because there's a lot of convention we had ahead of us. And thankfully, the paramedics that we got were super nice. I just want to shout out the EMT staff and all the OpenSauce staff that was there helping me out. I wish I got all of your guys' names. I apologize that I couldn't thank you formally in this video, but I'm really grateful for the staff. But it doesn't beat the fact that I had to be wheelchaired by an EMT and had to go through a whole crowd of people just to get to the little medical emergency area. So that was a very fun experience. But once I got all looked at, I got patched up, everything looked good. Everything seemed to be going okay, and we got to experience the rest of OpenSauce until 6 p.m. when everything started to close. So as eventful as day 1 was, I still feel like we had a lot of fun. We got to see a lot of cool things, and we got to see a really funny show with Are You Smarter Than a 6th Grader, or Dumber Than a 6th Grader? Well, what was it called again? Editor me figured it out. Anyways, the day ended great. Even though we had a little hiccup in the middle of it, it still ended great. Until... Alright, I've had you guys imagine a lot of things, but I need you to imagine one more thing now, just for me, okay? I need you to imagine me using a bathroom. God, what? Who wrote this video? Good lord, man. All right, now I need you to imagine me in the bathroom, just sitting there on my phone, doing Cranberry things in the toilet, and all of a sudden, imagine one nosebleed times 1,000. Yeah, it got really bad. For the sake of not being gross, there was just a lot of blood that came out of my nose, and it did not stop for about 8 hours or so. I stayed up for 8 hours straight and could not go to sleep until about 11 in the morning the next day. By the way, that next day was OpenSauce day 2. Essentially, I stayed up all night trying to deal with a bloody nose, and as a result, I was tired, I was angry, I was annoyed, I was also bleeding quite a lot, all because of my bloody nose just did not want to stop. And as a result of that, I could not attend OpenSauce day 2 without feeling like I was gonna die at OpenSauce day 2. Point being, there's a lot of money that was spent on the tickets to that, and to miss one day because my nose decided to be an asshole, it kind of hurt, but my partner is very understanding, and I'm very grateful that she was there to help me try to figure out how to stop this nose bleeding because it just did not want to stop. But as a result, we had to miss OpenSauce day 2 but also I just felt awful because there was a whole thing that we wanted to do, and there's this like planned idea, and it all just fell to shit as soon as this incident occurred. It's been about 3 days ever since OpenSauce ended, and I'm doing much better now. I am not having a nosebleed any longer. I seem to be doing okay. I didn't have to get medical attention. I didn't have to go to the hospital, thank God. But to break down my OpenSauce experience, it pretty much was, oh, look at all the cool nerdy things. Oh my God, there's William Osmond in the truck. Oh, hey, my nose is bleeding. Ah, crap, I'm in a wheelchair getting wheeled to the little infirmary area. Okay, I'm back out having fun. Whee! Okay, gotta stay outside, otherwise I'm gonna die in one of these rooms apparently. And then we went home. That was it. Okay, anyways, if you enjoyed this little rambly, talking video of mine, please feel free to like and subscribe. Thank you so much once again to the OpenSauce staff for being awesome and being really amazing to me. I'm very grateful that they were able to take care of me and actually get me all patched up and got it done in a timely manner. I really appreciate that. Shout out to William Osmond. If you saw me with my freaking tissue up my nose and you were like, what the hell happened to that guy? I'm okay, I promise, but I doubt you're gonna see this video. Anyways, that's about it. This is a really not a low effort video, but this is just be quickly slapped together with some music or whatever. This is just me rambling about my whole little experience. And also thank you to my partner for being so supportive and getting us tickets to this event to begin with. It was a really awesome experience. Even if we only got to go to day one of the event, I thought it was really fun regardless. So I don't know how else to end it. Transition. Yeah. Thank you guys. Enjoyed. Follow me everywhere else. Yay. More CRT stuff's coming up soon, I promise. Okay, that's it. All right. See you guys. Bye. Hey guys, update video. Ignore the car alarm in the background. I left my fucking Bucky boat in the goddamn back of the car. What the hell?